Planning Board to D23. We do have one public hearing. Could you all rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? Jerry, could you lead us in the pledge? Denise, the roll.
Patrick Halpin.
Present.
Frank Santos. Present. Julianne Nolan. Present. Jerry O'Neill. Present. Dan Truchin.
Present.
Ed Wynn.
Present.
Juan Leon.
Present.
Rich Groh.
Present.
Greg Gaxiola.
Present.
Lindsay O'Russo.
Present.
Matt Esposito.
Present.
Rich Casey.
Okay, we have a quorum. We do have one public hearing, but before we start the public hearing, I just want to read this statement into the record. The Planning Board shall have the right to rely on any information that is presented by the applicant. If any such information is later found to be inaccurate or incorrect, the Planning Board may determine that any approvals, building permits, or other actions previously granted in connection with the application are null and void.
You have to unmute. Ready? Item A on the agenda, public hearing, site plan review, bar restaurant, job number 21-48AF, Anthony Polizzi, Wingstop, proposes to convert and renovate an existing building for a proposed Wingstop restaurant with exterior pickup window along with associated site improvements.
Okay, who is here on behalf of the applicant?
My name is Rick Bartlett. I'm the architect. Offices at 190 Motor Parkway in Hauppauge.
Could you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
Please proceed. Before you start, have you had the opportunity to review the memo dated May 11th from the Commissioner of Planning regarding conditions, covenants, and restrictions?
Yes, and the developer is okay with all those.
No objections?
No objections.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, members of the board, good evening. We're here before you tonight for restaurant approval site plan. We are looking at developing the property that's located on the southeast corner of Route 110 and Natalie Avenue in Amityville. The property has been vacant for more than a decade. The developers that are looking for approval tonight are looking to convert it into a Wingstop, which is primarily a takeout restaurant. They have a handful of seats inside. They do not operate with a drive-through because they prepare everything to order. So it's not like you could just pull up and order something and go to the next window and pick it up. So to that end, we do show a pickup window located on the site plan, which is in the northwest corner of the building, which fronts Natalie Avenue. That would basically function as anybody who called in an order or did it online or on their phone. They would be able to just come to the site, go to the window, pick up their order, and be on their way. Should they come to the window and the order is not ready, they will move them along, ask them to park in one of the parking stalls, and then they will bring the order out to them. So it's not like there's going to be a big queue of cars. It's just going to be for convenience purposes, because that's the way our society is nowadays.
Not everybody.
Yeah. So basically, before you is the site plan. We're not looking at increasing the footprint of the building in any way. We will do a complete interior renovation of the building and exterior renovation of the building. I know that there was a request to bring some samples of the exterior building materials, which I have in my possession here. Matt, do you have the color versions of the elevations? There you go.
Oh, there we go.
There was some concern primarily with the metal wood look siding and the color of that. Unfortunately, when these things print from the programs we use to render them, sometimes the colors don't render correctly. So the color and material that we're looking to use is in this family. It's a Alumaboard. It's made to look like wood siding. That wood grain in it. One is a little more grained than the other. And the other portions of the building, as you see on the elevation there, is going to be a corrugated siding. This is a sample of the material only, not the color. They did not have a sample that was in the correct color. I do have a color chart that I could submit.
Why don't you like Vanna White? Okay, there we go.
What they're looking to do is the galvanum, which is like a galvanized aluminum thing. It's like a light silver. The awnings that are shown on the building are a decorative metal awning manufactured by a company called Mapes. You've seen them on other buildings. They utilize them on the Dunkin' Donuts. They utilize them on 7-Elevens now. But it is a very nice product, which will be, placed in the same color as the Wingstop green to accent the building accordingly. And as far as the balance of the site layout, we meet parking requirements. The parking required is 12 spaces. We're currently showing 15 spaces plus one, which includes one handicap space. We do have a designated loading space, and we will be re-landscaping the site as part of the redevelopment. So there is a landscaping plan that's included in the site plans as well that we've been working with the planning department on. Typical installations of bike racks and whatnot are being included in the site development. A pedestrian access walkway from the sidewalk at 110 to the building is also included. There is some additional storm drainage that's being provided, and the existing drains that will remain, those will be cleaned thoroughly, as part of the development process. That's pretty much it in a nutshell. I would welcome any questions or concerns that you have.
All right, thank you. Do any of the board members? Julianne?
The building looks very nice, by the way.
Thank you.
Please tell me your number of employees.
Oh, hold on.
Yeah,
If somebody else is going to give an answer, they have to come up to the podium.
Okay. I do have the developers here.
Sure.
So,
Yeah, could you please state your name and address for the record?
How you doing? Douglas Tedesco, 101 Division Avenue, Massapequa, New York.
Could you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
so what are your hours of operations? And then explain how many employees during those hours.
11 to midnight, and usually between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m., it's 2 to 3 employees. And then at night, it's anywhere from 3 to 5 employees.
And you've included them in on your spaces, your car spaces?
the parking calculation,
Yes.
based on the square footage of the building. Actually, I'm sorry, what governs is the 20 seats, and then we did provide for 4 employees at 1 per 2 employee.
Okay.
So yes, that is part of the calculation. That's where we came up with 12.
Okay, so I've visited the fairly recently opened Wingstop in Lindenhurst, and became very busy very quickly with a lot of occupants inside, a lot of waiting for food, car jam-ups, getting in and out of the parking lot because food was being delayed. So how do you plan on resolving that at this location?
I would leave that up to you guys to answer that question.
Okay, could you state your name and address for the record?
Anthony Polizzi, 9 Merry Meeting Lane, Lloyd Harbor, New York,
Do you
11743.
swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, please, Mr. Pelisi.
Just want to follow directly.
Thank you.
Okay,
Good
there we
job.
go.
Thank you.
Oh, where's your card?
All right. He was more,
It's okay, it's good enough to give it.
better planning than I guess. All right, good job.
All right, Mr. Pelisi.
Yes. So we don't own the Lindenhurst store. That's a different franchisee. I can tell you that we're significantly better operators than that franchisee. He has a couple of stores in Long Island. At some point, we plan on buying him out, but I suspect it's an operational issue in that store, less a site issue. And I can just tell you that we operate differently, and I don't believe we'll have any issues with any traffic or anything like that. I currently own and operate 22 Dunkins in Long Island, and I've never had, they're all very high volume Dunkins. Been before this board before. Out of the 10 highest volume Dunkin' locations in Long Island, I own 8 of them. So they're very high volume drive-throughs, and I've never, in 20 years of doing this, had a single complaint from the town, from any town, of any of the operations, of any of my locations, as it relates to anything, including traffic or anything like that at all. So I don't foresee this to be complicated operation at all.
Good. And if it does, it seems like you're well prepared to resolve it. Thank you.
We employ over like 600 people in Long Island.
Awesome.
So we have a lot of infrastructure to make sure that the stores are operated well. We own and operate the properties, so we don't just, we're not leasing, renting, we own the property, so
Is this
we're
your
on top of
first
it.
wing stop?
I'm sorry?
Do you have other wing stops?
We do. Currently, we have 2 in New Jersey operating, a third one under construction in New Jersey, and we have 7 or 8 we're developing in Long Island, all Suffolk County.
Very good. Good luck with them.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
I do, yeah. The fence that's at the rear of the property, is that coming down? Is that yours, or is that the neighbor's?
Honestly, at this moment, I don't recall, but I'll be more than happy to put on any fence that you guys.
Well, what was proposed in the landscaping plan? I see some plantings, I didn't see anything about a fence.
Oh, there it is. You see it? Remove existing.
Oh, okay, oh, thank you, thank you. We didn't get these in
6-foot
advance.
high PVC fence on the east property line.
Okay, got my answer, thank you.
Thank you.
So, Mr. Pelisi, are there any special arrangements made for holidays or very special days? Perhaps the busiest time for you, whether it's Super Bowl or in your experience, have you ever needed to put any limitations or other safeguards in place so there's not overcrowding or traffic problems?
So I can have Doug speak to that more, but we have the ability to set up the pickup times on the orders. So I believe the standard is, you want to speak to it? And what you can do on holidays?
So our busiest day of the year is obviously Super Bowl, and we do not do in-moment orders during Super Bowl. Everything is basically pre-ordered, and everyone has a specific time to come through. Plus, no one is allowed to not work on Super Bowl, so we are actually very, very prepared for it, and everyone comes in. I think this year I did 600 customers between the 2 stores on Super Bowl. We did not have one complaint from any customer. We were number 1 in all of Wingstop, which is 2,000 stores now, of 0 complaints. And the one guy that I did have that was complaining he was late was 3 minutes late on his order. So we are, even during Super Bowl, my lobbies are empty. So we definitely prepare for it, and Super Bowl is a 3-week process leading up, and every single order is laid out on 3 different charts and signed for as they go out. So we wouldn't have any issues like that.
Thank you. Any other questions? No questions? Is there anyone from the audience that would like to address us, just in case they snuck in? We want to give them their money's worth. We want them to have the full treatment.
I do have one more
Okay,
question.
one more
I'm sorry. Zoom in so I can see where the bike rack is, please.
Bike rack is in the southwest portion of the site. Right there's the three of the loop bike racks, standard town installation.
So in this day and age, a lot of people are using the electric scooters and the electric bikes and all of that. There's nothing for code, no laws or anything, but lithium batteries catch fire. Would you consider moving it to a different quarter and away from your building?
We could, sure. I just don't know.
Wherever you guys want, it doesn't.
It's not where I want, it's a suggestion.
Hold on. Are you planning on having electric outlets for people to charge their batteries there?
No.
No, okay, so that's generally when,
Just parking.
It's just a place to chain up the bike if they
Yeah.
come in to pick up an order.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Any other questions? No? Okay. All right, thank you. Matthew,
Thank you very much.
Where are we with the reviews, departmental?
As per the memo, the
Yep.
revisions are currently in under review by Highway Engineering and Planning. Planning staff would recommend extending the record to June 5th.
Okay, to extend the record to June 5th. All right, so we need a motion to extend the record. Motion by Frank, to extend the record to June 5th, second by Dan.
Second.
All in favor? Approved. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good luck.
Do you need these samples, Matt?
No. Okay, you want to take both of them? Yeah, we'll wait for that.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. All right, that ends the public portion of our meeting. We're going to go into the work